Welcome, everybody, to the Onward VR Master League. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's, and I'm here with a man with 3 nips. I don't know where that third one is. Triple nipple. How are you today, sir?
I'm pretty good. You'll have to figure out where the third one is. I don't tell people.
It's for you to know and for me to find out. We'll have to discover
Exactly.
that throughout the course of this cast. Could be an interesting one. We have Animal House versus Sinister Pride. I mean, historically it's been a pretty one-sided matchup when Animal House's favor. What are your thoughts going in to this matchup so close to the end of the season?
Well, so I'm looking back at the history, and they've only played twice. Once in Season 4 and once in Season 5. So while it has been Animal House heavy, I think Sinister Pride has had a lot of change-ups since Season 5.
Very true.
Lost a couple team members, got a couple new ones, and they've been playing pretty well.
Yeah, you were just telling me you were warming up with them, and I mean, you would know, right? Being right there on the ground floor just to see how they were playing. So that's good to hear. I would, you know, this season in particular, a lot of teams have just stepped up their game. And I'm excited. I would love to see Sinister Pride put up a good battle against Animal House. And I guess we should probably hop into pick bans pretty soon, right away, because we're going to get into this lobby pretty quick. Coming in from, I mean, let's see. I got to get my info here. Coming in from Sinister Pride, we have the Bazaar ban. And coming in from Animal House, we have Downfall. So a close and long-range map picked off of our playing field. What do you think about that?
I can't remember the last time I actually saw Animal House play Downfall. That just doesn't seem like that's one of their favorite maps.
Yeah, I'm trying to think back now, too. It definitely is not something that they tend to pick into. They're more of a close-range, fast-paced play style team, for sure. But they do have great shots still. They're a very competitive squad. They're a diamond tier team right now in the Master League, ranked number 11th. So they're just on the cusp of being able to break into that top 7. There's 2 weeks left, you know, in the season, and now is the time to get these clutch wins.
Yeah, that's right. Top, what are they at? 8 right now?
Top,
So this could bump them up.
I think I thought they were 11th.
Let's take a look.
And I think the Sinister Pride had just moved up to 14. Yeah, Animal House had just gotten moved down. They just moved down.
That's worldwide, right? That's how we look at tops.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, Sinister Pride got a bump up after beating us last week.
Yeah, they are moving. Like, if they get this Animal House win and can win next week, like there's some serious possibility for them to be right there, 8th or 7th place, potentially out of the wild card tournament.
Yeah, but then you don't have all the fun of playing in the wild card. Isn't it so much fun?
It is a good time. I'm looking forward to casting it, that's for sure. I cannot wait to be jumping into that. And we are going to be hopping into a pretty close quarters map to start off this series, going into Suburbia. This is Animal House's map pick, which, yeah, I mean, that doesn't really surprise us, does it?
No, they definitely like this one.
Looking forward to the fast-paced action tonight, and there's a lot of action going around tonight. We have this matchup here on Master League 2, and then probably, I would say, right about when this one's finished, we'll be moving over to Master League 1, and who is that, Globochem?
And G-Men.
Oh, boy. You want to talk about key matches in the end of the season. That is going to be a real exciting one, so don't make sure to tune into that, but we got action right in front of your face right now. We're diving into round 1, map 1, Animal House versus Sinister Pride.
Lipinski, stop playing the piano.
Here's a drum mag. Remember.
Ostentatious singing Kung Fu Fighting over here.
Dude, Animal House were playing the piano. It is just...
Oh my god.
You have to watch that. That was something special right there. It's just a little bit of an interesting quirks on both sides, I guess. But now they're making their way up the west side, and the smokes and nades coming out. They're moving. This is 1, 2, 3 smokes getting tossed. Everything getting dumped out here on this lane. They're going to make a hard push up this west side and try and crash across the street. They're going to run into Ostentatious, who has found Will-O-the-Wisp. Will he be able to get any more? He's pretty doused in smoke, and he really needs to try and relocate that smoke. Rez coming out, and they're going to rely on Nolus to also cover the angles. Green Theft goes down to Nolus. Now Now Steven just there, ready to push. Ostentatious rotates around towards objective. Kanan finds Silent trying to come in through the center. Animal House are dropping hard. Steven does get close, tries to push up through the smoke, goes down to some heavy LMG fire, and now it's all up to Lipinski.
Yeah, that went from real good to real bad real fast.
Yeah, it really
I was
did.
expecting Animal House to take that.
It absolutely did. They had the right idea. That heavy smoke west side is a great play, and maybe they just didn't have the right spots covered. You know, Nolas had a little bit of gap in the smoke, so he was able to land some shots there. I think that's really what crippled that push, but a good attempt, and I don't know what Lipinski is going to do, but he's in a 1v4.
Yeah, I also think missing that first nade onto Ostentatious, where they knew he was there at the white car.
Yeah, they may have been maybe relying too heavily on that nade, too. Maybe just assume that they had downed Austin with that nade, pushing hard through that smoke. I mean, you have to do that with your plays. You know, you have to work on. You have to assume that your nades land and move accordingly, or else it's not really a play that you've practiced. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's also adapting. We talk about that a lot. Got to be able to also adapt and adjust. And I don't know. What do you think Lipinski's best course of action is here?
I mean, run and cry in a corner is a good action right now, but I think he can take out Fester, and he does.
Oh, a nice little peek there. Can he drop back in time and not get picked off by anybody else? He does tuck himself in, and now he's in a 1v3.
Flying Potatoes is in that backfield now, taking up Ostentatious' spot, though. So he's got objective covered from the north, and Nolas is still there watching that. Does that building have a call out? I know that they gave all the houses names at some point, but they were kind of crazy.
I never bothered to learn suburbia name callouts just because you have the 4 lanes, and that's kind of your main source of identification of where people are at. I guess, yeah, it would be helpful to have those patios kind of named, but I'm not sure either.
The 1-2 patio.
Yeah. There you go. Knick-knack paddywhack, give a dog a bone.
1.5. 1.5 patio.
Ooh, and Flying Potatoes. Actually, Kanan forced him out, and Flying Potatoes taking advantage of a rotation, and Sinister Pride with 3 left alive take round 1. We're off to the races. Sinister Pride, the silver-ranked team, the underdog, so to speak, in this matchup, have started it off with a nice lead.
Now let's see if they can. Are they going to answer aggression with aggression? Is the question, because that makes for a good match.
Does indeed. I also, you know, just yesterday we cast an incredibly fast matchup between Blaze and Danglers. They were really not utilizing the full. I think what they were trying to do is go more off the VRL timing. They're trying to push themselves to 30 seconds between rounds, and I mean it was so incredibly quick. The timing for these teams to like hash out their strategies was, you know, they were just banging out these rounds so fast, and now we're seeing this. Both squads kind of taking their time hashing out a strategy on the whiteboard. Back in that lobby.
Yeah, that Blaze versus Danglers match was crazy. I'm so glad that my match finished like right as you started so I could come watch it.
Yeah, that was really exciting. I mean, we could get a sort of a similar vibe here. Animal House already really coming out the gate hot with that fast offensive push. I mean, trying to think back of Sinister Pride's playstyle, I don't really ever recall them being a hard-pushing team.
I don't either. I mean, we just played them last week, and I don't remember them peaking. I don't remember them being... Everything I heard about them, all the intel I had up to, like, play them was wrong. So they've definitely changed their playstyle.
Well, maybe it'll be enough to throw Animal House off. We'll see if it is. Let's hop into round number 2 of map 1. Steph getting pumped up by some heavy metal and air guitar. Think about this, Lipinski with some defensive smokes and pushing up aggressively, same with Green Theft.
I've seen that spot pay off a lot of times, though.
It does get naded sometimes, and it might get deep fragged up because he is tucked in behind that box, so he gets kind of saved. But I think he is going to toss a nade up and over. It's going to land just on top of Fester's head. Green Theft also taking out Ostentatious, and 2 go down quickly for Sinister.
Pensky running in now. He's going for that flank.
Yes, he is. Kanon finds Green Theft. And Lipinski's on the backside. Nolus goes down. And that silencer doing some work. He goes completely unnoticed and finds 2. Flying Potatoes, the last alive, and Animal House playing aggressive on defense, completely catching Sinister Pride off guard.
Pretty sure Potatoes knows he's there.
I think he heard Lipinski drop his pad.
Yep.
He's really kind of questioning what he should do. You can tell he feels the pressure Animal House put out early, and they've kind of since tucked back into their defensive positions.
Yeah, and being last man standing, when you know where someone is, you're always like, but someone could be flanking me.
Yep.
But someone could be flanking me.
Absolutely, it's always a fear in the back of your mind. I'm gonna get at least a smoke off of the corpse of his teammate. I think him rotating around to the east is the best course of action. I think he recognizes the west is going to be hard and started to shift around now. He has that smoke, so maybe he can walk it across the street if he can first find Steven. But that's, you know, such an outrageous play.
Willow is waitering the table in the backfield because he is absolutely bored.
Steven's doing the Macarena.
Oh my god, Willow's just dancing.
Yeah. Animal House here. I mean, we were also talking earlier, you said if Steven wasn't in the lineup today, his sort of craziness wouldn't be there to feed Animal House. And I totally agree. They're just a wild bunch. I mean, it's in the name. You know, they're a bunch of animals all in a house together playing the same game. And they can do some work. They can do some damage. We'll see if they can get this Volk round. It's looking good for him right now.
I think Steven saw him, and he takes him out.
Abracadabra, bitch! Abracadabra!
Nice pickup through the little barriers there, and a solid answer back from Animal House. That push completely failing, but then they just kept the aggression coming on Volk, and it paid off. Now we're tied up 1-1.
Now, if I were Animal House, this next objective would be Cap City. Burning House objective, man, that's...
Yeah, you get the proper smokes on there. You get that... The defensive sort of strategies that people take up here are so susceptible to, you know, are vulnerable for the most part, just because of the way you typically have to line up and defend in the different spots that you sort of have to be in. You really have to have one guy in the back, at least at spawn house, sort of cover your flank, cover APC. Sometimes people will put one in the middle house, and then, you know, anywhere from 2 to 3 on objective, vulnerable to all sorts of nades, smokes, hard pushes, shields. It's a tough one to defend for sure. So if Animal House come out with the aggression, Sinister Pride should be ready for it, to say the least. They should be expecting some very hard pushing here on this objective.
Well, if you're Animal House, do you then play the reverse psychology card and like throw a bunch of smokes and not capitalize on them and just let them all rush in thinking that, you know, someone's going to be capping, we got to get in there?
I mean, yeah, you can definitely cause chaos, maybe even force a team kill if you just dump smokes and sort of let Sinister Pride work against themselves for a little bit. You also, I think you still have to save 1 or 2 utility though, if your intent, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what their intentions are. Right now, round 3 is live. Ooh, and a botch smoke there on the tree. Green Theft gonna redirect that, and this is it. The hard push, the heavy smokes onto objective. Kanan already in an exchange with Silent, but Silent does take him down, and that's gonna open up a nice lane for him to push up. Will-O-Wisp has crashed up towards objective. Does he have pad out? No, he's got rifle out. He takes down Flying Potatoes. Nolos, is he ready? Or does he know that Willow's here in the smoke? I don't know. Willow checking the pad, identifying where his teammates are. And I think he may be looking for the cap here, right under Nolos' nose, right behind the back of Nolos. And actually, everybody's dead.
Everybody died. Oh my god.
Just take the kills. Everyone alive on Animal House and everyone dead on Sinister Pride at the end of that Marsoc push.
With at least 2 people on objective.
That was... you know, wow.
That was one of those you could have capped, but you didn't.
Yeah, but at the same, I mean, on another note, that was just an incredibly fast play. Like to be able to take out the entire defense in under a minute.
35 seconds.
You know, that's just, yeah. I thought maybe okay. They had the 3 out. They took out the guys on objective. There's probably 2 left alive on the backside. They just haven't rotated around yet, and they just got eaten up. Maybe on the rotations to get to objective. But Animal House, I think they've sort of found maybe Sinister Pride's weakness. If they can keep pushing and playing aggressive, Sinister Pride are going to have to adapt to that.
Yeah, this is definitely turning into an Animal House game.
Got to stop the momentum soon. If they keep running like this and take the map 4-1, it's going to be so hard. You're going to have to do something. I don't know what your map pick is. I would honestly think like Snow Peak, trying to really slow them up with distance. That's their only play.
I would love to see some Snow Peak.
I'm not going to count Sinister Pride out yet, though. We have 1 on the board, and they're going to go on the offensive themselves. Don't quite have that quick spawn, though.
Candy bar.
216, 50, 33, 216, 50, 33, 216, 50, 33, 216, 50, 33, 216. Somebody watch line 1, 216, 50, 33.
Defensive smokes from Animal House. Not going where they wanted it, so kind of useless.
But they're sticking to that aggression. Animal House having Green Theft push up
Oh,
that backside of playground.
Green Theft has a good position. I thought he was going to just keep going for it and go for that flank.
Look at Sinister Pride right now.
They are waiting. They're just hanging out.
They are sitting in their spawn, waiting for Animal House. They're gonna they're gonna wait this clock out probably 3 minutes, and force the jitteriness because you know I mean Animal House are shooting pistols, they're dancing. It's not a bad idea to wait out the team that literally can't stand still.
I mean, all that does is force them to come to you. And when Lipinski came to them on the last round on defense, man.
They have to be ready for it. They have to be watching their flanks, making sure that nobody does try and dip around them. But I think Animal House are going to stay disciplined here. They've got their forward positions already, and they just have to sort of stay tucked in and wait now. And I mean, if you're Animal House at this point, you know that they're waiting you out.
Oh, absolutely.
You have the coverage, you have the angles, you got Steven over here on this side too, literally waiting in the bushes for them to come out of their spawn side. We're gonna get ourselves a 2-minute push probably.
That doesn't leave a whole lot of time for rotations if your first push doesn't work out, though.
No, it doesn't. It's a very beginner's-esque style. It's a kind of a risk it all for that late round push. Kind of relying on Animal House getting fidgety at the end of the round, and definitely a way of trying to react and shift your play style to the aggressive Animal House that, I mean, they have been over aggressive to say the least.
Silent Knight and Lipinski having a good communication, just conversation in center house about how we're just gonna have to make stuff up as this happens because nothing is actually happening.
Does find one. A dangerous nade comes out and over. Should land onto flying potatoes. He does tuck himself around the corner. He's going to confirm. Ostentatious, though, so it's 1 for 1, and flying goes down as well from a nice shot from Lipinski.
Wow.
Black, but I still shot him because green's dead.
Yeah, green's dead. There's no one else over there.
That is a super tight angle. Just covering that corner, and he managed to catch him out. I don't think he'll see
On objective. I'm still watching.
the other one they have over there. Non.
Okay.
The Kanan. Says right there in his name.
Just for us. Kanan.
Another trade, Nolis and Lipinski. That'll open up flying potatoes to be rezzed.
I don't see anyone.
Looking at the score spread right now, Lipinski has 7 kills to 2 deaths.
Esther finds Steven. Sinister Pride with the advantage now. 3-2, the res coming out. All going to come down to Willow and Silent Knight. It's honestly a pretty weak objective defense. If they can get a nade or catch Willow out, Silent's super far away from his objective. They can rotate around that house and potentially punch in the code in time before he can get there.
Oh, that nade got caught by the ceiling or by the building. It would have definitely hit Willow too had it not got caught by the gutter.
That spot's pretty meta at this point. I would think Kanan here, when he checks this corner, should be looking behind there. Willow also shooting, taking down flying. Fester is rotating around to the backside of Silent Knight. He should hear these comms coming in right now.
And he should see the backside of Willow, and he does.
Silent, no, he went down. The cap is wide open. Kanan can come in there, pull out tablet, and punch in the code. Silent's distracted on his backside, and now he's pushing towards objective. Kanan's prone here, trying to enter it in. Silent spots him and gets him just in time. Now it's up to Fester to try and take this round, because Silent could run this back, and he can't. Fester pushing in hard and heavy, ties it up for Sinister Pride. They're staying in at 2-2.
12 seconds left.
They went for that late round push. They tried to force reactions and movements off of Animal House, and they forced that communication from Silent, ultimately giving away his position. He goes down. I mean, he was the last one alive, I suppose, but still a nice attempted push there.
Absolutely.
They really had the cap, and they do take their Marsoc round, so it does pay off.
The Onward gods not smiling upon Animal House,
No.
giving them the garage objective. The least capable objective.
It's super hard. I think the best approach is APC side, but
Really, I like lane 4. A lot of smokes, just run past that burning building.
yeah, you're super vulnerable to the middle house 2 story. If you don't have the right smokes, as soon as you try and cross that street, there's usually 1 or 2 looking out those windows covering that cross that have lines of sight on you. That's why but if you have the right, yeah, if you load it up with smokes, and you can cross that street, use tank as your sort of cover and make your way up in that house. I just think if you did the same thing, I don't know, I guess there's an equal lack of cover. You can get shot from that middle house either way, but
and either way, there's someone behind that fence gonna shoot you before you can see him.
Not an easy one to attack. We'll see how the aggressive Animal House approach it.
Well, if you would fucking let it off the goddamn microphone, I could hear footsteps when you're next to me.
It's okay.
You owe me Domino's on your walkie-talkie. Like, can I get a bar, extra bar?
Animal House. That mid-game aggression getting turned on each other. Silent punching out some suppressive fire in a carport, but nobody is taking up defensive position there.
Lion's position, pretty meta. Pretty sure he's gonna get a nade. But he sends one out.
Way too far for the fast-pushing Animal House. Willow's already here on the corner.
Not a nade, but definitely the first one to go down. Flying Potatoes is out.
Pick up by Will-O-Wisp. Looks like Animal House are stacking 3 on APC side. They're going to try and smoke this out and push in from this area. Nolus pumping out some suppressive fire through the smokes. Maybe he spotted Steven. But the smokes are here. Fester gets one inside middle building. Silent going down. And Will-O-Wisp is pushing forward. He catches one. Can he get Austin? He does find the backside of Austin. Nolus is down. Willow's inside objective building. And he's crashing in here. Kanan, will he be ready for Willow to be inside here?
Kanan is ready for him.
No, he's not. Willow's punching in the code. Willow's here,
What is he
entering in the
doing?
code right now. He's not going to check. He gets him just in time.
Oh my god, that was close.
Meanwhile, Fester catches one. There's still F. Lipinski there over by objective side. Do Resable. I think you dip back behind here. Avoid the reses. Go for that kill on the backside and get the cap, because if you're going to get away from that center bit defender and get this objective defender, you're wide open for an easy 2.
Lipinski's got to stay low. Here comes Kanan. He's going to back around the corner. Is Lipinski not going to check his corner? Oh.
Now,
Ooh.
this is the trouble for Sinister Pride. They have to rotate fast. Those shots went out. It was a Marsoc rifle. You have to recognize that quick. And Lipinski's looking for kills instead. Here's an easy cap, and he's going to punch this in and get Animal House map number 1.
I don't know if Fester didn't hear those shots. I don't know how he wouldn't.
He's unfortunately not reacting. And yeah, I mean, he has 3.5 minutes. If F. Lipinski can't get this in, I mean, I guess we can start looking at the time and how long it's going to take him to punch in the proper code. Probably entered it in a couple of times by now. I think it took him 15 seconds, but he finally gets it. He is incredibly fortunate that Fester didn't rotate. And Animal House take map 1 off a cap 4-2.
Yeah. I mean, both of the Animal House players took a lot of time on that cap.
Wow. Yeah, you're right. They had 2 attempts on it. Either way, it is a cap. Animal House do take their map choice, and now Sinister Pride. What do you think their map pick is? What do you think the curveball is they're going to try and throw at Animal House?
Oh man, I don't know. Let's see. What do they want?
Downfall's off. I'll remind you and the audience. Downfall's off the table, and Bazaar is off the table. We have had Suburbia for map 1, so we got Quarantine, Tanker, Subway, Snow Peak. I mean, there's quite a variety. And Snow Peak is definitely the longest range available, I think, in my opinion. But Quarantine, which is where we're going to be heading next, is definitely the second longest range.
I take it. Don't.
Yeah, Quarantine's a good one. Sinister plays pretty well on it. I don't know. I haven't watched Animal House play Quarantine. But, I mean, their other options weren't very good. Statistically speaking, Sinister Pride's best maps that are available were Quarantine and Cargo. And you do not want to take Animal House on Cargo.
Oh, yeah. You know, to be honest, you can take this map. Animal House may pick into Cargo, so that could be, I mean, in the end, their best case scenario if they have to bring it down to a map 3. Yeah, I agree with you, though. Animal House on Cargo is not going to be easy, but if Sinister Pride have been doing okay on it, maybe they have a chance to take on the series there. I don't know.
Okay, 58% wins out of 95 games, so or 95 rounds. So that's, I mean,
Got, like,
that's
95
that's pretty
games.
good.
Gee.
95.
Gotta wait around. The squad's ready to hop into that second map. Round 1, map 2. Animal House with the early series lead, and they'll be going on the offensive against Sinister Pride in the north.
All around this dome. They can lay at the bottom of that hill and cap, so watch it.
Sinister Pride, I'm calling at least one of them is going to be one with the palm tree, possibly two. And Animal House does not get the quick spawn, so we'll see what that does for their defense. They're not going to be able to see them. No one went for a roof. No one's calling out spawns. They're just tucking in and waiting.
Yeah, this is a defense I've seen before, but, you know, just like you're saying, it has its weaknesses. Because nobody took roof, because nobody peeked up over that hill, yes, they didn't expose themselves to potential pick, but they also didn't see the super aggressive rotations from Animal House out of spawn. You maybe could have been able to catch one or two going birding building or pushing around to the west side, but they're not. They're gonna wait. They're gonna force Animal House onto objective, and I think it's not a bad strategy against these fast playing teams.
I don't know. I would feel really uncomfortable against Animal House being able to get all the way to the roof and that berm before I knew where they were. I would at least like to know. I would have ran to roof and got a call out and then ran back.
For sure. Yeah, they may have been able to get more information than they have. Definitely don't know that Steven is here on the west and pushed up already this far. Austin was just peeking a little bit. And the smokes are coming out now, so that should give Sinister Pride an indication of Animal House's timing.
Green and Willow shooting at each other on the roof. Oh, here comes the hug.
Silent Night going down. You're watching hugs, I'm watching kills. Steven gets picked up by Ostentatious. Flying Potatoes should get rezzed, and that's a huge down for them. They can have those two get picked up, rotate around here. Silent Night is trying to do some work on the plane wing, but he's not landing any of those shots, and the nades and smokes coming in. Nolus does go down.
Lipinski's nade going right through that doorway on the back gate thingy. I don't know what to call it. Wall. But man, taking down their defender on objective, and Green Theft Auto is now coming up on Kanan. Kanan comes around pre-firing though.
Lipinski up on the hill was looking for him, looking for that refrag. Didn't spot Kanan tucked in. And Animal House's aggressive push is getting denied. Ostentatious catches Silent Night over at White Car, and now it's all up to Lipinski on the roof.
He does manage to get one though.
Motherfucker, dude.
He's in a 1v2. He has an idea of where Kanan is there down by tank. Keeps checking for him there.
Bro, you got me so nervous.
Nolus is still up and giving call-outs. That's important to note.
Oh my god, motherfucker.
Lipinski took shots. He has no more syringe. So he's got about a 2-minute timer if that damage registered before he's dead. So he's got to move. I guess he only has 3 minutes left on the clock, but maybe he's going to go try and salvage a syringe or something. I'm unsure.
Is he running full speed is the question. Taking deep breaths.
Nope. Gotta stay cool and collected.
The res is coming out from Sinister Pride.
And Lipinski catch out the rotation here. He does take the shots, he misses, goes for the repeak, and an insane repeak at that. Does get Nolus down, and now he's going to push up towards objective. I don't know if he'll be ready for that res, though, if he'll be ready for that defender on the radar there.
Yeah, he's definitely not looking at it. I mean, they did nade it, but you can't make sure that the nade works like that. I mean, that's what happened in the first round, so
Sinister Pride hanging on, but Animal House coming in hot for that first round after winning the map on Suburbia. See what Sinister Pride do for their offense. I'm curious. I mean, or more, I guess we should be saying we'll see what Animal House do for their defense because they've been playing it so aggressive.
Yeah, I'm going to say that at least one goes to the roof. But I think that one, probably Lipinski, is going to go up that west approach and just continue until he meets contact. And maybe another one in roof courtyard.
Been a pretty standard pace series, I think, so far. Both teams kind of pushing it into the 2 1-minute timers the last few rounds. Although Animal House have been trying to be done with rounds in the first minute, so it seems. Had a couple real quick ones, but I think now we may be settling into a bit of a groove here in the series. We'll see if that remains the case as Animal House go on the defensive in round 2 of map 2.
Alright, they spawned south. Not south, my bad. East. My bad. East. Tank courtyard.
Well, it was not Lipinski that went on the west approach. It was Steven, but he definitely moved up. Not as far as I thought he would. I thought he would just keep going.
Lipinski did go up to the dune there and managed to identify basically the entirety of Sinister Pride's spawn. So they know they're in tank courtyard and that they spawned southeast. I think that's what Green Theft is reacting off of.
Green Theft catches one.
One down, I think. Middle courtyard.
Definitely put the fear of God into the other two.
Fear of Green Theft is what it is. He's managing to make his way up the little dune here. He should have a nice angle onto Kanan. He's going to toss a nade that should give his away his position. You can see Austin's keyed in.
One more down.
Not keyed in enough as Lipinski or Green Theft takes him down.
Wasn't ready for Kanan though, waiting patiently at the Humvee. He does lose 2, no res is out, so we're into a 2v3 now. Fester in the courtyard and Steven there on his rotation still. May eventually find the sides of Sinister Pride.
Silence keyboard.
Yeah, if they don't start getting moving soon, Steven's definitely going to come up behind him. And right now, he's still got 2 other team members up, so he doesn't even have to worry about the objective. He can just focus on killing. Knife check on one body. Scavenge.
He's found some good gems there. A nade. Come in handy, and he does get identified. The shots coming out there from Kanan. That nade, here it comes. Will it come into handy? It goes just onto the backside a bit.
Both of them.
Or just catches one.
But a second one.
That one's a bit too far, and these two stay alive barely in this engine turbine.
Man, I don't think that's a spot you want to be pinned in.
They're lucky they took 2 out, because I feel like Animal House would really suffocate this sort of defensive position. And I think it's what Sinister Pride are waiting for right now. I guess buying time is a good strategy here against this team.
I mean, they have to move at some point. And the more time they sit and wait, the more time they give Steven to set up whatever perfect angle he wants to shoot them from.
They're really waiting this out. Steven's getting a little paranoid.
I believe it's 3 confirmed.
I haven't heard any communication between Fester and Kanan, so I don't know what their plan is here.
I wonder if it's to stay quiet. Maybe try and throw Steven off their scent. He does seem to sort of have dropped off of looking at that engine turbine after throwing the nades there.
Kanan's going for the peak.
That wall is saving Kanan's life major right now. Steven just not willing to check the gap.
Fester just tucks back in and lets Kanan walk out on his own. I like it. Use him as bait.
And coming around the backside, spots an incredibly... That's a great spot. He just identified the coloring of Kanan through the APC. Shot him in the legs, and now Fester's all alone. Should know Steven's there.
I don't know if Steven knows that there's a second one.
Now he does.
He did not. Oh man, I love watching Steven. Oh, and Steven goes down after taunting Fester. 44 seconds left. What's Fester gonna do? He's got to take down 2 members of Animal House or get the cap. I'd definitely go for the kills.
Get a bit more of a EU style around here as Fester gonna take it down to the limit. A bad smoke, not getting up where he wanted it. I wonder if he's aware of how much time he has left.
He did just check his tablet, so I don't know if he. I don't know why he wouldn't.
Okay, well, he's gonna have to get the kills now. 12 seconds, as long as they stay tucked in. Maybe able to get Willow the trade going out, and the last one alive is Silent in the back, and Animal House take their defensive round with 1 left alive, tying it up 1-1.
Say a good, respectable push by Fester at the end there. He tried.
Yeah. Certainly did. I just think it was a bit too late. That rooftop check definitely taking some time. If he had crashed and taken out that 18-wheeler, that defender at the 18-wheeler, he could have maybe even capped before Silent would be able to get there. But I don't know. Based off of how long it takes these guys to cap, yeah, I don't know.
No, Animal House is the slow cappers in this scenario.
Okay.
I mean, we haven't seen one from Sinister
very
Pride,
true.
to be fair, but... Now, if you're Animal House on offense, are you going to try and cap whatever objective you get your hands on, or are you going to just go for kills and cap the ones that you favor?
I don't know. With this fast push, I feel like you could really dump smokes out on the objective. They have the fast spawn here on the west. They've already got
Potatoes.
one pick. Things are looking good for the cap here.
I'm not sure how Fester is still alive right there. I mean,
how he's alive either. Shots did come out from Silent. They didn't quite land. Green Theft. They just try to push up the backside of Fester here. Willow catching out Nola's. Green Theft is looking. Surprise, peeks around the corner. Fester goes down, and now Only 2 left alive on Sinister Pride. Animal House are coming in fast.
No one's on objective. Nullist is there, but he's down. Where's the other defender? One.
See Austin back there.
Kanan's on the north side of glass building looking back at objective. Coming through Tank Courtyard now.
Does catch out Green Theft. Maybe able to catch Steven. Willow's on objective though, punching in code. Animal House looking to take this one 3-1.
Well, if he can do it in less than 15 seconds, he gets a gold star.
He does. He gets it. Ostentatious tucked in, suppressed by the rotation, and then Animal House with a great play. The right smokes, the hard push, take the cap. Just a bit faster than last time and take the lead 3-1. Momentum swing is happening, Trip, I think.
You think that Animal House is just going to continue to ride it?
I think we may see a historically similar scoreline at the end here if this continues, because Animal House, when they ride the momentum, it's tough to stop them because they play fast teams. When they get momentum on their side, they take a map and then they keep winning rounds. The only way is to slow play them, and I don't think Animal House are even going to let the slow play happen this next round.
Let's see. You're up 3-1.
Yeah.
You only have to defend. Yeah, I think they're going to go hunting. I mean, it's not the smart thing to do, but it's definitely the Animal House thing to do.
Maybe not. I don't know if it's not the safe thing to do. That's for sure. It's definitely a risky play. You know, the way they play, they could completely abandon objective and leave themselves up to a tie. A tying cap. Sinister Pride definitely have been. They haven't been rolling over and giving up, but they do get a far away spawn, so they can slow play it if they want.
137 away. Let's cap this. Yeah.
Lots of early suppression coming out, but not in the right direction. And has no one gone? Oh, Green Theft is going towards the east, but
does get caught out. Flying Potatoes getting the early aggression. Green Theft was looking for a pick and got a little over aggressive around the corners.
But did he get the call out? I did not hear a call out. I mean, I don't think that they need it, being that their one dude's dead.
No, but Flying Potatoes was watching. Silent Knight checked that angle and actually saw him, but didn't take the shot. So I just don't think he could identify the coloring there.
It's a rock. A rock.
And that angle that Silent Knight is holding right now.
How do you rebuttal again? Like the peak you have to take, you completely expose yourself. Try and fight this while Silent just gets to stay tucked in between, two nice little a little piece of cover there on the wall.
Yeah, he's going to be forcing somebody, who is that? Kanan, to rotate back to the north.
Yep. Definitely the right play. Don't need to try and force the fight. Lipinski catches Nullist on the corner. Nullist was too caught up in trying to find out where Silent was and completely forgot about that potential plane wing defender. All the while, look at the backside here from Steven.
Where?
He has to walk all the way around the north. He's trying to come in way behind Sinister Pride right now.
The question is, will Fester see him from the roof?
Why would you think? Why would you even be looking
I mean,
here?
I wouldn't be. No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
And I don't even think Kanan would expect it to be an enemy. He does manage to pick his rifle up in time and trade in a 1-for-1, but now it's a 3v2. Ostentatious makes that a 3v1. He gets picked off by Lipinski, and it's all up to Fester, making his way up through Burning. He'll be facing off against Willow shortly.
Not much of a face-off. He
Yeah.
takes down Willow.
And it was quite short. A couple of shots go out, and now he's got control of burning. Oh my gosh,
He definitely has a
Sinister.
chance. He takes down Silent. What? What? That angle. Okay, that's probably the most impressive angle I've seen in a while.
You know, is Silent, I don't know what he was doing rotating there, though. He was in between behind the wall, he was much safer, and then he kind of got aggressive, pushed out by ambulance, and gets punished, and Fester does spot the other rotation, the last one alive from Animal House over there.
I mean, if you're on defense here, you need to tuck into that wall and stay hidden because there's no way to get to Fester without going through his line of fire.
Yeah.
But there's no reason to go for him. I mean, you just got to sit there.
You're absolutely right. 2 minutes left. He's got control of objective. The problem is he doesn't know it's the last one alive, so he'd feel better picking this guy off at burning and then going back to defending, but he nearly goes down. The shots on both sides of the rock coming out here, and Fester can't quite land him.
Oh, look, Fester is now on a stam mag, so is he going to run out of ammo?
Yeah, he won't be able to sit there and sort of play patty cake anymore. He has 1:30 and limited rounds to work with.
I'm assuming he handed out both of his drum mags and just blew through his third.
Probably. This rotation, though, could catch him off guard. Oh, now he knows he's here.
Got about 20 rounds left.
In 1:10. Oh, he does get Fester, though. Or no, Fester. Wow, Fester wins the trade. He catches out Lipinski. I thought Fester went down there, but my quick read of the scoreline was wrong. And Sinister Pride hang in to the map and the series. That's the start of the comeback. The must wins. You know, they have their backs against the wall and they can't afford to lose any more rounds.
Oh yeah, this is match point. I don't know why I didn't. Yeah,
I didn't
think about
really
that.
register that either. That it was Sinister Pride had to win that. But I thought Animal House won because their scoreline was 3. We're out to lunch a little bit over here. Sorry, it's hard to pay attention to all the action.
I mean, that makes everything that Lipinski did even worse. If that was their game point right there.
Well, you know, it does factor into the animal. I mean, it's basically the Animal House playstyle. You know, we said they could go hunting. We said they were going to go hunting that round, and he just couldn't stop hunting. Even when he was the last one alive, he kept looking for those kills. He just didn't want to sit and stay on objective.
I don't know. That would definitely get a bench on my team.
Yeah. Definitely not really much room for mistakes like that at the higher tier of gameplay. But we'll see if it allows Sinister Pride to actually come back if they can get a Volk round, which is a tall order against the very fast-moving Animal House on offense.
Spawn south, one went north.
Kanan calling out the spawn, getting some early shots, not catching the cross though.
Having that spawn's huge because the rotation that Steven is making becomes extra dangerous. Fester was watching that and waiting. And no smoke's coming out. I was thinking maybe they'd try and smoke hard and push up there, but Steven were kind of risking it. It does get taken out, and Sinister Pride trying to continue their comeback with an early pick kill lead.
Got wire building, center, spawn.
Smoke's coming out, blocking. No, not really blocking. Those directional smokes, man. Sometimes they're great, and sometimes
Yeah,
they do things like this.
they literally go the opposite direction you want them to. Silent now doesn't have that vision blocked that he wanted at all. I mean, maybe that corner getting blocked isn't the worst. Definitely a typical spot for someone to take up. All the while, Willow also rotating around the south.
Yeah, I just noticed Willow, and that's a good spot. Definitely going to make him push back into the bottom floor on center burning.
Now he may be able to find Nola's completely exposed. Is back available for Willow. Now Fester looking for the refrag. Doesn't see it.
That an explosive? It is. Ooh, so close, but so far.
Good coverage from Flying to look for Willow there on the cross. Silent now behind Red Truck looking for Fester. I think he's safe from Kanan. He does find Fester. Now he can push up with smoke coverage and be a serious threat at burning.
If he stands up, though, Ostentatious, I think, can see him through that smoke from the gas station. Nope. Oh, he made it. Flying potatoes. Nobody's crashing in.
Really relying on Flying to make sure that he maintains objective coverage. If they lose him and Ostentatious is the last alive, it becomes so much harder. And really, they still have that one push super forward. Look at Kanan.
I was going to say, my score says 3 still alive. Where is he?
He's way
Oh,
over
on the
there.
roof.
All the while, Flying Potatoes getting naded and Ostentatious catching a few. It's all up to Silent as the last one alive, and he almost catches the rotation for the revive. He's gonna try a nade here. This could be great.
Oh, it's a flash.
I think that was still right on point. Austin does seem pretty blind. He's tucked in. Silence moving off it. He doesn't have Kanan behind looking here with the angle that he has. Silent does catch one Flying, looking around. Can't get the double, and Sinister Pride keep the comeback rolling, tie things up 3-3. We're going to, well, what could be map point or series point. See who the decider is.
Yeah, Sinister Pride definitely picked it up after those first 3 points. Now I'm gonna assume that Sinister is going to do the same wait and see what happens approach for this last round.
Yeah, and I think, I don't know. It's not end of the world if Animal House lose the map, because they go into their map choice for the third one. Right, they're home, or is Sinister Pride home?
Sinister Pride is home.
Okay,
so this
Animal
is
House's potential.
yes.
Well, we'll see if Animal House get their map, or if Sinister Pride can take it underneath them and then go into their final map choice.
Sinister Pride has the same spawn. Crossing both streets without smoke.
Yeah, they're kind of relying on the spawn out of objective and those guys not to be checking. They do have that faster spawn allowing them to cross before anybody could see, and yeah, they're safely there with all the utility available to push towards objective. That's going to be tough to deal with coming in from the south.
Ostentatious and Flying Potatoes on the south side definitely communicated that they saw us. So they're going to be moving a lot slower than I would expect from a quick spawn. It's not quick. They didn't have quick spawn, but
No.
if they had spawned south, they definitely would be like hauling right now.
Yeah.
They're just definitely waiting a little bit. Anyone gonna have any angles on them though? I don't think anyone can see them cross a blue car.
You said they saw them cross South Street?
They said they definitely saw us when they crossed. So I don't know if they saw them. I didn't think that Animal House had left spawn yet.
Yeah, me neither.
So we will see. I think they just assumed that they were seen.
Either way, there's no coverage there. They'll be able to pretty much move their way all the way up to those tankers. They can get real close before they run into Lipinski or anybody really that has vision in the south. They've sent their standard flanker. Steven there has gotten his aggression going in the north.
Patience, patience.
And he's saying patience of all players.
We have an enemy at the second story wire building behind the
Green Theft calling out the roof, and a little sad that he didn't have his foregrip on his gun and he missed.
Also missed Fester rotating around here. The other AC unit.
They've got that standard two-man center burning Silent Night and Willow. It's normally where they play patty cake.
Interesting defensive smokes out towards Ambulance and a frag following it up. Catches Ostentatious. He goes down. He'll require a res. Maybe slows up the south or forces Nullis to cross street. Steven, meanwhile, catching out Fester on the roof. And now they're getting pinched.
Blind Potatoes going back for that res on Ostentatious now.
A pretty important pickup. Totally stopping the south push.
Steven has taken up residence at the roof.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You stupid bitch. I called it out.
Also very angry. Kanan catches Lipinski. Steven still hasn't peeked this corner. He finally does find the backside of one. The res coming out, and it's a 3v4. South side 2 strong, and there's one coming up the middle for Sinister Pride.
I'm still here listening to Steven.
I'm watching the action. Flying Potatoes getting shot by Green Theft here. Nades coming out. Smokes are out. They're pushing in from the south. Will-O-Wisp does catch one. Nullis trying to answer back with shots in the center. He'll go down from Steven on the roof. Rotated around the backside. Now it is was a 1v4.
Animal
Green
House
Theft
victory.
takes them out. Yeah, Animal House take the win. That's the series for them.
That is the series. We'll see what the MMR juice ends up being at the end of this next map.
That's exactly what they needed. They're ranked 11th right now. They had dipped a little bit after one of their more recent games. And, yeah, that'll push them up right into that 10, 8, 9 spot where there's a lot of fluctuation in the matchups. I mean, G-Men is the ranked 9th team right now. They'll be going up against Globo right after this. So who knows where these rankings are going to be at the end of the day. Man, it's exciting to see such heavy switching up of these ranks towards the end of the season like this, right? When it's coming down to that push for teams to be not having to play in the wild card tournament.
Yeah, Blaze, even after their match yesterday, they're not up in the top 9. Animal House, Legionnaires. How does that fake out? They faked us out again.
Yeah. It is worth mentioning.
So apparently apparently the tent continues the countdown right now. The 2-minute timer while switching maps. And then it just decides to start all on its own.
Good.
So you've got to be ready for it. You got to cancel it because it'll do it before everyone's in the lobby.
I gotcha.
So how does this wild card work? Explain this to me because this is my first season.
It's just a tournament for the winner goes as the eighth team into the finals for the VRML. And then you have your final 8, I guess. Battle it out, and I'm not 100% on all the formats. I think it's on the VRMasterLeague.com/onward website.
But the wild card is all one day, right?
Like I said, I think it should be on the site. I'm not really 100%, but yeah, I think it's all done in one day. It's kind of a big event, so to speak. It's a tournament, you know. You run it tournament style all on that same day. Yeah, absolutely.
That is true. It is a tournament.
Not your run-of-the-mill Onward. That's why it gets pretty exciting too. You get a lot more competitive matchups, and we'll see how that shakes up in a few weeks' time. Not too far out. Right now, we have a bit more action left. Sinister Pride versus Animal House. And they're celebrating with some vocals.
Silent Night getting picked off early by Ostentatious.
Will-O-Wisp pushing in aggressive, catches one. They should know he's in here. Gets a second. Can he find Flying Potatoes, who does have an idea of Willow's location? He's going to rotate all the way around the back, and he will catch out Flying, checking the pad. That's 3 for Willow now.
Last 2 members of Sinister Pride, Ostentatious and Kanan, coming out of tunnel. Green Theft getting real aggressive, just walking around in front of that yellow building.
That no
He
care.
manages to cast Kanan. Wow.
That no-care play style really actually working out, catching off-guard Kanan. And Ostentatious now worried about Willow behind him, who's started to rotate in front of him, and we're kind of getting a ring around the rosy situation here. Austin is so concerned about the flank from Willow. With only 3 alive, Willow has rotated back around for the defense. Don't want to let that cap come in, which is interesting considering Animal House have won the series. I wouldn't think they'd be terribly concerned about this map.
Ostentatious does have plenty of time, though. 4 minutes left. He is tucked back as far as possible.
Yeah, I think they're all dead. One, yeah, I'm pretty sure it bugged.
Willow thinks this map is bugged out. It would be quite the interesting end if they all just suicided and Sinister Pride won.
I didn't even think about that. I wonder, are they just gonna go back to the objective and start counting their kills, like putting little check marks?
Willow thinks he's counting 5 bodies. It's quite funny. Austin
has a knife out.
What is? Yeah, I'm not sure what his plan is. He's really driving Animal House crazy by being tucked in over here, though. He just rotated 2, almost catches well out. Now they finally know that there is one, in fact, alive.
He is booking it. Doesn't want to be anywhere near those shots.
They're just mocking you, Willow.
You know, like, they're just like, oh, let's see how many times he's gonna walk around me, bro. Like, they just all play dead, and then you're just like, yeah, I killed them all.
I think we're just into the chaos match now.
We had a few doms. Yeah, we did some doms.
Steven calls him out.
Both doms. Oh, you know what? We did two doms.
Let's trade with Willow, who was hunting for him the whole round. Finally gets the kill he was looking for, and Animal House go up 1-0 on Cargo.
All 3 of the Sinister Pride kills from that match were ostentatious, though.
Yeah. I think you kind of just keep throwing yourselves at the Animal House defense at this, or sorry, the Animal House aggression at this point. They definitely have proven that they can answer back, though. Sinister Pride here, a solid contender for the wild card, in my opinion. They are really looking good this season with this matchup against Animal House. They just kind of fine-tune a few things, maybe tighten up their objective coverage and stop letting in the caps. They'll definitely be a tougher team to win against.
Yeah, I definitely think we're going to have a lot of good competition in the wild card. Anyone's allowed to enter, right? It's not like 10 through 20.
No, yeah, I think it's when that wants to
5:45.
be
I'll call it.
potentially that
1,
eighth
2,
team.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 smokes coming out. 9. Here comes the nade. Doesn't get anybody. Ostentatious picking up Silent Night, and Green Theft taking down Flying Potatoes. Steven coming out of the tunnel and taking down Nullus.
They're one on objective? Willow's there.
Wait, how did he get there? When did that happen? Steven taking down another Animal House. Takes it by cap.
Abracadabra indeed. Willow must have gone right up the middle. He used those smokes that they had deployed and just came right up the middle, sprinted straight to objective under the nose of the entire defense.
And the casters.
Yeah, I didn't
there was so
see
much
that
smoke,
at
I didn't
all.
see him.
Not exactly what you want as Sinister Pride on your final map. To have the scoreline end 12-5. You just tighten that up a little bit. You can maybe, I mean, I guess, I don't know, at this point, I think they're kind of out of contenders for the top 8, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, I'd say they're out for the top 8, but they're definitely in for
Wild card. Definitely a contender for wild card, 100%.
I mean, they do have next week, so
Yeah.
they go down a couple. They go down a couple ranks this week. Get their matchup next week, and maybe
A challenge
they
mixed
come
in
back up.
there.
And a challenge. I don't know if they've done a challenge this week yet. They could still do one technically.
See.
And if you really want to play that MMR game, you could lose to Animal House, then set up your challenge so you're challenging lower teams. I'm just saying, this is how I've heard that the game works.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, there's so many teams and so much competition. Any advantage is a good one, but ultimately stuff like that doesn't really play much effect in the top 8. You know, it's if you're not a skilled team, and it will show. But Sinister Pride looking to counter the aggression of Animal House with some aggression of their own. They found 2 early, but a nice nade coming out, and shots from Green Theft do find a few, and he's running around the backside now of Sinister Pride. Maybe able to get a few more kills. F. Lipinski catches Flying Potatoes, and Green Theft's looking for Fester here on the corner. He catches him.
And it's over. 33 seconds later.
In the blink of an eye, Animal House, in a sense, recreate the historical matchup scorelines they've had. I think they've won 12-3, 12-2, and now 12-5. against Sinister Pride. And although it was a great matchup, Animal House just inching out ahead with those caps. I mean, that's what really won them the series, is their caps.
Yeah, those were definitely. I mean, the first two were a little slow,
Yeah.
but they got fast. They warmed up. You know, you got to get a couple caps in to get, you know, just like you got to get a couple rounds in to warm up.
Gotta practice, get your fingers loose and punching in the code. But I think we should, I don't know, we could meander a little bit.
We could talk for another 13 minutes,
Yeah.
right?
Well, yeah, we could. We got some time before that next matchup is underway. We can, I don't know.
Are you excited about 1.6? Those new animations that have been in the
yeah,
Discord?
It looks fantastic. It'll be, I mean, those are practically for us. You know what I mean? In my opinion, we're the ones that look the most at moving players, and so I'm super excited about those kinematic changes to the body. They look awesome.
I want a GIF of that crawling animation. I know there is one. I just want to see it.
It's exciting stuff. 1.6 will be great. Is that the beauty patch too?
That is the beauty patch.
Yeah, it'll be
And
interesting.
a
I
new
mean,
map.
yeah, that whole patch is really for it's definitely for the player, but I feel like it's going to have a huge effect on the casting scene. So yeah, it'll be really exciting. New maps, that too, and I wonder if maybe some new spots, some new meta positions will open up with different lighting on the maps, different, you know, I'm sure there'll be some new defilades that have cropped up on some of these recolored and reskinned maps. So, I mean, one defilade adjustment on Downfall changes how you approach the objectives significantly.
It does, and causes League players to complain for an entire week at minimum. But it's great.
Adapt and improvise, I guess, would be my suggestions, and it's definitely worth getting good at if you want to be a top tier team, because you know, they're so good at reacting. We'll see. I mean, I'm really stoked to tune in to the Globo G-Men battle today.
Oh, I expect it to be a great matchup.
I think
G-Men have been doing a lot of good work.
they have, but Globo are still in Globo form. You know, they're still playing very well. They've only lost to beginners this season, and I just don't. Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. G-Men are the underdog, just like Sinister Pride were here. And I think that just like Sinister Pride had a potential chance to take down Animal House, G-Men may be able to get one up or two up on Globo, but it's not an easy task, that is for sure.
G-Men is currently ranked number 9 against Globo number 2 worldwide. It's a little bit of a spread.
What other close matchups do we have this week? I think we've sort of had them all play out for the most part. The only one that's unscheduled that really matters the most. Actually, it is scheduled. Oh, did they play? Did we miss that one? Wow.
Phoenix versus SMC.
Yeah.
They did. No, I think there was actually a forfeit in that.
Really?
Unless their score is submitted, I believe it was a forfeit.
On whose end? Phoenix?
Phoenix. They couldn't get it. They couldn't get everyone together, and they'd already used their postponement.
That is
what I was told.
heartbreaking.
Especially this close to the end of the season,
Yeah,
right? Like,
man, you're ranked 6th too. To lose a forfeit to the ranked 8 is literally worst case scenario. You're dropping down into that potential wild card territory, and Phoenix and Blaze are the two teams that have really been fighting hard to stay in the top 10, top 8.
yeah, and then Saturday, I know they're not high-end matchups like Globochem, but Dead Logic versus Vikings should be a good one. Two pretty close-ranked EU teams, and Legionnaires and Silent but Deadly should also be a good one.
Yeah, that one definitely.
Oh wait, there's another one now. Riot versus Stone Cold Killers is also being casted that night.
I think Legionnaires versus Sinister Pride. That's definitely one.
Silent
Silent but Deadly is definitely
Yeah.
one you're going to want to keep the eyes on. Legionnaires are ranked 12th. And I mean, my eyes are just drawn. I'm only focusing on that 7 through 12 compartment the last few weeks,
Right.
you know, because that's where the heat is at. That's where, you know, these teams are really like you're going to see challenges from teams that you would not expect to see challenges out of. You know, maybe SMC or I don't know. They might not have to throw a challenge out now after getting this forfeit on Phoenix, but Phoenix may be challenging some teams. You know, G-Men themselves, we could see some real high tense challenge matches next week, depending on how things shake out at the end of this weekend.
And next week is the last week of regular season, and then on the 4th and the 5th is the open qualifiers, which is the wild card. And then the 11th and 12th, it has round robin on the calendar. You know what the difference is between those two?
Yeah, the round robin is then your top 8 teams playing against each other over the course of 2 days, I believe.
Okay, and then the semis and the finals are on the 18th and 19th.
The
That makes
results
sense.
of your round robin, yep.
Gotcha. So, okay, so they're going to play each other. It's not like single elimination then, right? On the round robin, it's a bracket.
Yeah, I think I believe so. I think everybody plays everybody in the team with the 4 teams with the most wins go. I could be wrong on that though. 2 from NA.
Oh man, that'll be a crazy weekend then.
Yeah.
I should clear my calendar.
Yeah, absolutely. We think we have we'll only be needing to run 1 and 2. Just because of how the games play out, but it'll be exciting, man. Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. That, and then you get the semis and the finals. I mean, we're coming down to that end of the VRML season where you get these it's what you want, you know. It's you have the real fun mid-tier matchups throughout the season. They're fun to watch. It's fun to see new teams come into the league and get better. But the end of the season is where the real meat and potatoes of the strategy comes in. It's what you gotta be watching. You know, if you're not playing in those wild cards, you're not competing in the semis or to tune in. There's so much you can learn by just watching and listening to the casts, and it's a great way to try and suss out how you can improve as a player and get up to snuff with these top tier teams, because that's where they show their ultimate plays. You know, that's where they show their strategies, because it's for that #1 VRML spot. It's to go to the ESL championships. There's a lot there, you know.
There is. So the question that is on everyone's mind, especially those that like to gamble, is does VRML have a gambling page? Can we place bets?
No, absolutely
on who
not.
is going to win?
There's no gambling for the VRML at this point on the website. I don't think there's plans for it. That's a whole nother ball game. If you want to make your own, go ahead. But I can't imagine the stuff you have to have approved.
We'll just have one of the EU teams host it so that it's outside of US laws.
I think that's how things work. I'm pretty sure EU has laws too.
Oh.
It's not a lawless country. Okay, just because
we have a player from Thailand. We'll get him to do it. I know they're lawless.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's that's a good time to get in on the Onward action.
And there's only 2 more weeks of ESL, so everything's wrapping up. And the finals. Did they announce when the finals are for ESL? Because the VRML finals happen and then they go to ESL, correct?
Yes.
So do we know when those are yet?
I'm not the dates guy, dude. I'm not the dates guy. I'm not the.
I mean, I'm looking at the page and I can't find it.
I don't have that information for you, but yeah, it's definitely worth keeping the eyes peeled for. You know, we'll tweet about it.
If you need all this information, follow us on Twitter. Follow us on the Discord.
Yeah, we'll definitely be tweeting about it. Follow your favorite casters as well. We all got our own tweeters, and I think that's really all I got. I want to say Master League 1 should be firing up any minute now, so I think we're ready to sign off. You got anything else, Trip?
I think that's it. Let's go watch Globochem versus G-Men.
Yeah, and with that, we'll be heading out. If you want to get any more information, like we said, go to vrmasterleague.com/onward. You can sign up for the Discord, Twitter, Twitch. All your good stuff is there. Also register for a team and get involved in the league, even now, although I don't really think it's the greatest idea. I'd wait for that mid-season, that time to get prepped. Anyway, that'll be it from us. My name's NightFiree with 2 E's, my host with 3 nipples, triple nipple. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. Good